Today I'm here looking at some of my new recommendations for the best offline games that you could play right now in 2025. I know for some reason a lot of you are into these offline mobile games, and I figured I'd provide you with some options because you need some good ones to play. We're starting off today's list with Death's Door. This is an action-style offline mobile game courtesy of a Netflix membership, making it absolutely free to play for all of you. Some of the things that I really like about this game are the general aesthetic, the look of the game, and that you're playing as this Black Crow, which is really just a cool character to be. This one has been rated very well amongst the community and has some really great gameplay mechanics as well. I think that between the look of the game, the action that it provides, and just the unique gameplay mechanic that it has, brings you into a world that you just cannot miss. Next, we have CuboM Horror. And as you can see, we're looking at a very dreary type game, one that leaves a lot to the imagination, that brings you into a world filled with horror. It's worth noting that this game does have a $1.99, a $2 price tag, so it is not a free to download game. Instead, it has a small price tag to start. The graphics inside of the game are dreary yet beautiful at the same time, and it brings you into a world that is quite creepy with a lot of different secret areas to explore. Are you looking for blood and gore? It's inside of this game. Are you looking for creepy clowns? It's inside of this game. Puzzle mechanics? This game has that as well. Definitely some cool, is cool the what word? Creepy friends that you're gonna find along the way that you're gonna have to figure out your way to defeat, to progress through the game. Next is Carryon, and I really like this game. I've featured it here on the channel before. Free to play, and here you're actually playing as the monster. You are this formless creature going through this platformer style game, a little bit retro in look, and you are trying to kill everything in the way. Yeah, I know, it's a different type of mechanic. Here you're finally playing as the alien creature versus the person trying to fight against this alien creature, which makes this one quite unique. Being that this is absolutely free to play lends itself well to being one that you can try out and see if you like. It's also one that I will highly recommend because I do think the gameplay here is different than gameplay we've seen in the past. It's quite fast, platformer style, retro style, fun, easy mechanics. It's a win, 100%. The Fall 2 Zombie Survival. Why are there so many horror style games on this list here today? It seems that horror style games really do lend themselves well to the offline platform. This is a $1.50 title that is not a free to play entry. You have to make that initial investment, but if you like killing zombies in a very creepy world, this one seems like a good example of something that you may want to play. Now, the graphics aren't out of this world. The mechanics inside of the game aren't anything brand new, but the game is quite fun and it has that horror element to it, giving you a little bit of maybe jump scares along the way. Definitely worth it for $1.50 if you're someone that wants to spend a few bucks before playing a game. Wild Frost is a free-to-play, single-player, card battler style game. Now, there are a lot of card style battler games out there, but there are not many that offer an offline ability to play. That's what makes this one stand out amongst the rest. In addition to that, this one really does have some cool graphics, cool character cards that you could play along the way, and kind of master to put together the most premium of decks to take down anyone that you encounter. Anyone being anyone in that single player world. Now, I'm not a big card battler style game player, but I know that the genre really does have a good following, a pretty strong following actually. And when you're bringing that in, you know, the strategy element, the collector element, and the upgrade element, you have something that is special. I think that this one really lends itself to being that special sweet spot in the offline space because of that reason exactly. It gives you the offline capabilities. XAsis is a turn-based RPG title that is premium at the finest. This is a $10 game that takes us into an anime-inspired world that is actually quite beautiful. Some of the best graphics that you're gonna see on any of the games from today's list. With that being said, it does have the highest price tag on today's list as well, which is very unique to this world. If you're looking for anything that's in the turn-based RPG genre and that is anime inspired, this is the one that could be potentially right up your alley. It's definitely worth trying if you are a spender for your mobile games. If you're not, I could see you wanting to stick away from this one, but this one definitely does offer something unique compared to the others on the list. Final Outpost is up next, and this is a very unique style game. As you can see, you are building your outpost, and you are building and creating things that you need to survive inside of this outpost, managing many different characters inside of this mini world, trying to protect from the invaders. It brings you into a world that is very retro, which I typically am not a fan of, but I think that in this game, it actually lends itself well to the gameplay. This is the kind of game that I'm actually down with when I'm talking about an offline experience. I'm typically playing when I'm in the subway or when I'm in the plane and I don't have that reliable Wi-Fi. Something like this could really get that grind on and that addictability, and it fits the setting to where I'd be playing. After Image is a platformer adventure style game with a $6 price tag. As you can see, it's a lightly anime-inspired platformer where you're playing as a female character taking down some pretty cool big enemies along the way. With this being said, it has elements of anime, elements of even Diablo, and some really cool fight mechanics, but in a simplistic platformer style. Danger Dudes. This is an action game with a really cheesy title, but that actually brings you back to the game that's called Mercs from back in the day. I remember playing it in the arcade. It was like a go into the game style Contra, but better. This definitely has that same feeling. It's like a Rambo style game where you have to shoot your way to victory, taking on everything that may step in your way. A fun game, pretty simplistic, basic in artwork, but it's fun. And I think that when you're talking about an offline title, you can easier than anywhere else get away with that fun factor, really relying on the game's playability versus the insanely good graphics and atmospheric experience that you get from the game. Although those are a plus, they're not necessary, hence why something like Danger Dudes can make today's list. Now, Altos Odyssey is one of those atmospheric, beautiful experiences that you're actually enjoying that atmospheric element when you're playing the game. It's less about the action and the drive and the killing and the shooting that you get in many games, and more about the experience, the aura, the environmental feeling that you get when you play this game. This one is a winner of many awards, and you could tell why just from watching the trailer here. There's something special and that is heartwarming about Alto and this adventure that he's on. I highly recommend you try this one if you haven't already. There are multiple renditions of this out on the mobile platform, so you could try any one. They are all good and all highly recommended and all offline. Kingdom Rush Tower Defense. You have to throw a tower defense game on a list like this. These are the best genre of games to play offline. I absolutely love them. There's a lot of options, and actually Kingdom Rush themselves, there's like 6 different renditions of the title, all available on mobile for us. Some are premium, some are free. All of them are worth your time. Pretty simplistic yet fun and addicting gameplay, especially if you like strategy games or if you're really into something like a tower defense game like this, which I particularly am. I put out videos every day telling you guys what the best games are to play. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what I have for you tomorrow.